Hi friends, it's Miss B here. Welcome back to my channel. Happy Wednesday. Now, before we begin, if you have not had the chance already, please take a look at the video I posted on Monday. Now, let's check out today's problem. Feel free to follow along at home as I read it aloud. Using the fractional unit, partition and label the following fractions on the number line below. Now here we have two different problems, but for now let's just focus on the first problem. So here we have a list of fractions, and the question's asking us to only label these 5 fractions onto our number line. This is a little tricky since we are missing the endpoints on our number line. So in order to find out what our endpoints will be, let's take a look at the smallest fraction we have listed, which is 2/4. Now take a second and think to yourself, is 2/4 greater than or less than 1/2? We know that 2/4 is less than 1/2, so therefore one of our endpoints will be 0. Now let's take a look at our largest fraction. Here we have 12/4. And in order to find what our missing endpoint will be, we have to think. We know 4/4 are in 1/2. So what would happen if I doubled that? So let's count by 4s. 4/4, 8/4, 12/4. So you should have 3 fingers up in front of you. Our second endpoint is going to be 3. So now that we have our endpoints 0 and 3, we're missing some whole numbers. We are missing whole numbers 1 and 2. So now that we have our endpoints and all of the whole numbers, next we have to partition our number line. Since our fractional unit, as we can see, the bottom number in each of our fractions is 4, so therefore our fractional unit is 4ths. So in between each whole number, we're just going to partition it using 3 lines. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now, luckily these are in order from smallest to biggest, so we can just count beginning with 0/4 up until we hit each of these fractions on our number line in order to label them. So let's begin at 0/4. Count with me. 1/4, 2/4, and 2/4 is one of our fractions. So we can label that point right here. So let's keep on counting. 3/4, 4/4. 4/4 is also another one of our fractions. So we can label that at our whole number 1. Cross it out and keep counting. Beginning at 4/4, 5/4, 6/4, 7/4 would lie at this point on our number line. We can cross this one out and keep counting. Beginning at 7/4, 8/4, 9/4. 9/4 is another one of our fractions, so we can label that at its respective point. Cross it out, and all that's left is 12/4. So let's continue counting, beginning at 9/4, 10/4, 11/4, 12/4 would lie at whole number 3. Now, Using the same steps and strategies I just showed you, I want you to take a second, pause the video, and solve the second problem. So you have 5 different fractions listed. As we can see, our fractional unit is thirds since our bottom number or our denominator is 3. I want you to label the missing endpoints along with the missing whole numbers, if any, and then count upwards beginning with 0, 0 thirds, and label each of the following fractions. Once you have your answers, unpause the video and we will go over them together. All right, since our fractional unit is thirds and beginning with the smallest fraction, 1/3, we know that 1/3 is less than 1 whole. So therefore, one of our whole numbers, or rather our endpoint, will be 0. Now taking a look at our largest fraction, 9/3, we know 3/3 equals 1 whole. 6/3 equals 2 wholes, so therefore 9/3 would equal 3 wholes. Now we have our endpoints 0 and 3. We are missing some whole numbers. We are missing 1 and 2. Next thing we have to do is partition our number line. Since our fractional unit is thirds, we have to partition the space in between each whole number in using 2 lines. So from 0 to 1, 1 to 2, and 2 to 3. Last but not least, all we need to do is count up beginning with 0 thirds. So 0 thirds, 1/3. 1/3 is one of our fractions. We can label it and then cross it off of our list and keep counting. So 1/3, 2 thirds, 3 thirds, 4 thirds would lie at this point. We can label it on our number line and cross it out and continue counting beginning at 4 thirds, 5 thirds, 6 thirds would lie at 2 wholes. We can label it, cross it out and keep counting. 7 thirds, 7 thirds is another one of our fractions. We can label it, cross it out and keep counting. Last but not least, we are looking for where 9 thirds lies on our number line. So beginning with 7 thirds, we can count 1, 8 thirds, 9 thirds would lie at whole number 3. Now that was a lot, so go ahead and give yourself a pat on the back, and please make sure to tune in for Friday's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care.